I love what my brother said. SWAPO did not go to war to fight for democracy. Let's start right there, where it's uncomfortable. You guys went to war, and you did not go to war to fight for democracy. We didn't go to war so that we wanted to share toilets. No, we can build our own toilets. We went to war because we wanted to restore land. Number one. We wanted power away from those that were oppressing us and to have it to ourselves. And I'm not talking about SWAPO alone. I'm talking this as a Pan-Africanist. This has been the weakness of all African governments, all of them. They went to war to fight for land. When they were there, they started organizing governments and they made themselves the kings while they were at war. And when they came back, they assumed the instruments of colonial power systems, and they started to become the drivers of the same system which had oppressed them. I'm not mixing my words. So we came back with presidents when we went to war with kings. And when they came back, they sat on the same chair that the colonialist was sitting. They became the ministers of health to manage the same health system, ministers of education to manage the same education system, ministers of water to manage the same water policies. Even as we speak today, we still have the red line zones in Namibia where goods cannot move freely. In a country, we call a country, but you cannot cross over the avocados and beef. You cannot cross this line. And you sit back and say, who drew this line? A bunch of some Boeros and Germans guys who said, no, if you allow goods from the north to come down here, then the businesses of the south will die. We are the monopoly holders of business in Windhoek. You can't allow cheap things from the north to come, and those red lines are still there. So it's not in the beauty of your manifesto that you find success. It's in the violence of your passion that will translate your information into your passion, into your action plan. Put your hand on your head and say after me, this is how I think. Come on guys, I'll try to make it active. I know you're tired. Say after me, this is how I think. Put your hand on your heart and say, this is how I feel. Put your hand in your hand and say, this is how I do. SWAPO's manifesto is beautiful. We have thought about it. The brains have been put into putting commas and full stops and statistics into this manifesto. We need to move the manifesto from our heads and place it into our hearts. Do we have the passion to deliver this? Beautiful strategies that are not implemented, they will rot on the shelf. Horrible strategies that are implemented violently will succeed. Plan. What I'm challenging SWAPO to do, stop correcting full stops and commas. Look for your hands and implement what you have said you're going to implement. And I will say this, and I will not spare you. I'm not coming in as a technocrat. I'm a technocrat in terms of being an intellectual harasser and social maverick who upset systems. There I'm a professional. I will harass you and you will not sleep for 16 weeks in a row. And I would want you, us as we are concluding, to live here uncomfortable. And I'm doing this deliberately so that you can have an action plan. That let us go out there and let us do something about it. And we talk about manifestos, we talk about policy change, and yet the devil in the room still looks at us, and to tamper with it, we all want to tiptoe and put golden gloves when we begin to talk about these real issues that matter. Come with me, ladies and gentlemen. We only have 3 things to discuss. Number 1, it is water. Number 2, it is land. Number 3, it is air. That's what we are made out of, and that's what gives us legitimacy to stay on this earth. Every one of us, we have a right to clean air. Every one of us have a right to clean water. Every one of us have a right to land. So we don't have all these ministries, beautiful and cosmetic as they are. Ministry of what, ministry of what, ministry of what, ministry of what. Oh, they sound very nice, those things. You only have one ministry. Come and say after me, how many ministries? How many ministries? And that is the ministry of land.